Well, hello folks, and welcome to another live stream. Yeah, after last night's one, you can probably know we run into multiple problems yesterday, mainly with train tracks and defection. And I tried doing a bit of tidying up with this earlier this morning, and yeah, we had mass defections all over the place. As you can see, I've sort of de-buildinged all the buildings that were had 0 occupants in. I've got rid of. I think the main problem was that they're all tightly packed in here, and at the moment, as I say, I'm struggling with staff. Now I'm hanging on to people in the flats. That's the main thing. They're staying there, but I don't think I've got enough resources. As you can see, I've only got 32 workers in the oil refinery, and we're struggling now to get this lot refined that I've got in storage. I've got a full tank there and a full tank there. So the mission today is I started flattening this area back here, and I thought I'd have a bit of a review on the way that we set up communities here. I think I'm going to try this. I'm going to put the amenities in the middle and then put the housing around the outside of it. Now, whether that plan works or not, as you know, is one thing. Anything can happen in this particular game. So, right, I'm going to give this one more run over just to make sure we can get it as flat as we can. I've got my auto build off, so I've got my own bulldozers and excavators working flat out here. I've got the grid on, which makes it look pretty, doesn't it? Just to make sure that it is flat as I can get it, because that's been another issue that I've had. My preparatory skills are pretty useless. Right, okay, so that's about as flat as we're going to get it there. I'm going to push back a little bit more over here, pushing the mound away from us. As you can see, it's quite moundy up there. Let's push that away to that bush line. There we go. The boy's doing a great job there. Right, and we're not going to make this stream a marathon tonight, because I'm contemplating two things. Since I've put this sort of beta copy on, which has got all these new features, halfway through this game, I think it's had a bit of an impact on how the game's been running. So I don't know whether I'm going to ditch this version and start afresh with a map that already has communities out there in different villages and towns, and try some new tactics in the way that I set these things up, and try and use some existing resources as well. What I've found is you can build a huge estate around, say, your power station, and it's very hard to keep people there. In actual fact, it works out better when you bus people in from a residential area. You tend to keep the staffing level, and that's what I found with the power station anyway, rather than having one large housing community all the way around it, which didn't seem to work well. But mind you, having said that, I've had all sorts of issues with power. I'm still importing power, even though we have the power station online. I had a bit where we lost power again, and I had a mass desertion of people this morning. I've not seen in this game in particular as many amount of desertions as I've seen this morning. But I'm just going to use this map for now to test to see if this idea that I've come up with now, this might be a harebrained idea, but there's no harm in trying. Okay, so this is our next area. This is where we hope to start busing people into this area, and hopefully get a better setup in the community, because as you can see, this is all over the place. I've got schools there, shopping centre there, grocery store there, and buildings like a bit scattered around. So first of all, I'm going to place some buildings down first. Right, so we're just going to, play it safe here. I'm just going to go with a grocery store. Try and get this one as close to here as we can get. that way round with the road is going to go down there, but I'm going to put the road in afterwards. Okay, grocery store, small store. Get that in as close as we can next to it. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Make use of this grid. Try and get things look like they've been thought about. Okay, that can line up with that. What else are we going to need? Not sure. I might go with a small shopping centre at the other end. Yeah, I'll do that in a minute. Let's stick the all-important pub in. So we've got 3 buildings there. Try and get them all lined up nicely. Bit of a gap, or you can't get the footpaths out. That's another issue to be aware of. Well, that's a bit skew-whiff, but okay, never mind. We'll get there. Shopping centre, schools. So we need a kindergarten, and we're going to put that on there. Let's do the face down, shall we? Okay, let's line that up there. Give that a little bit of a turn. There you go. Okay, you can go there. Elementary near Watson. Here we go. Elementary school. Road facing the right way. Get that in next to the kindergarten. Anything else from here? Not yet. We're not ready for technical university or anything. Small shopping centre. Might put that on this end. Not sure. Let's zoom out a bit. Let's have a look. Yeah, because they can't want for nothing then, can't they? But then again, are we giving them too much? Too soon? Right, okay, so small shopping centre like thus, and some fun and games in the middle of it, well, around here I think. So we've got our tennis court, can go in the middle, bit of football next to that. Yeah, I'm just experimenting to see if this is the way to go with it all. Yeah, go look. Good measure. See if this is a way of tempting people to stay in the community. Yeah, this seems over the top, doesn't it? But who knows? It may work. And the all-important fire station. There it is. Let's keep that on that side. Okay, and there's a bit of gap between everything so we can get the footpaths in. One thing I've learned is try not to squeeze everything in all at once. Right, okay, let's do the bizzo, shall we? Build the rubles, or have I got to do this all individually again? Yeah. Okay, well I suppose it's best getting it all placed out first. Before buying everything and then finding out it's not quite what you wanted. Okay, that's that there. So rubles. And that one. This better work. I may have built a little bit too close to the existing stuff there, but we'll deal with it when we get there. Okay, so that's the schools. Schools are up, kindergarten's up. Little shopping centre. Fire station. Right, one thing I keep forgetting to do is get vehicles for the fire stations. And no one obviously wants to be employed in a place that hasn't got... What happened to my tennis courts? Is that in there? Let's have a look. Let's wave the mouse around. Now, I'm sure I put... Oh, there it is. Right, there's a tennis court. That was well hidden, wasn't it? What do I do with the football field? Oh, that's the tennis court there. Okay. Right, splendid. Okay. Let's get some footpaths. So now I found out what these boxes were up here. Now, these are shortcut boxes. And you can have like 10 rows of them with shortcuts. No, I've lost it now. Oh, is it because that's in the way? There you go. Yeah, these are, you can put your shortcuts on here. So I've got my footpath here. Save going through loads of menus. Right, so let's cross-link them. That can link with that. Schools can link together, and shopping centre. Right, okay. I can go with that. Cinema to there. The rest I'll do when I've got the road built round, because most of these are going to be linked up by road. So let's get some roadage out there. Some street lights on this one. We'll push the boat out. Hopefully we can get a road there like that. I mean, it's not lined up in the best way. I'm just seeing if this concept works, and if it does, if I do start afresh, let's bring that to there for a minute. So then I can go from there, there to there. Try and keep it as straight as I can. Okay, and then up there to there. Hopefully this will all make sense in a minute, but yeah, it's best to test these concepts rather than do it when you're starting again to find out that it doesn't work. Let's just extend that a little bit up there, and then I can come here like that. That to there, that to there. Right, so everything now has what needs road access. Whoops, apart from you. Oh no, come on. Now that nearly went then, didn't it? There you go. Yeah, well, we can just delete that overhang there. For now, overhang there, we can get rid of that on that one. We're not going to come in from that way. Okay. Right, and bring that out onto the main road here. And then connect here. Oh, yeah, that's the ground here, isn't it? It's a bit dodge pot. Okay, right, so that gets us our connections into the main town. I can get rid of these footpaths and bits and bobs here. Let's get rid of these. Yeah, let's get rid of that one. These here. Just making some room for the additional blocks that we're going to be putting in. Right, I'm not, because the idea is that you have all your housing around the outside here, and I'm going to put a bus station this end and that end, and the idea being everywhere's accessible, and as it seems from my experience in this game so far, it's better when you bus people in to work. Don't ask me why. I think maybe that's not entirely true, because I haven't actually tried this scenario yet, so maybe something like this might keep them there. Then we've got to decide on the housing we're going to. We don't need nothing too massive. What have we got there? 143. Try and mix it up a little bit, I think. Okay, so what we're going to go for are these type, I think, these type of buildings here. They got roads, yeah, there's road access on them. Okay, one there. And I'm trying to spread them out this time because, like I say, last time I put them so close I couldn't get footpaths out. And if you can't get footpaths out, people are literally stuck in the building. And then you start wondering, well, what is everyone doing? Okay, so there's 3 there. I doubt if I'll get one in there. But, okay, to test the concept. Put a couple down here, I think. Let's make it as close as I can. Right, that'll do us, I think, as an experiment. Let's pause that a minute until I've got everyone. Yeah, pause the game. Let's take that down a little bit. Right, now I must finish off these footpaths, because this, I think this is very important in this game. Without the footpaths, nothing much happens. That one to there. That can connect with that one. Get to there. Oh, that was pretty tight, that one. See what I mean? When you put the buildings a little bit too close together, the paths have a problem getting anywhere. Right, so that's the cinema. We can link them two buildings, link them. Go to there. Well, I don't want to go anywhere, that one. Ah, okay, we'll link it up there. Why not? Okay, get an entrance to that crossing. Link that to that crossing. Let's give them some access to the sports facilities before they start moaning as well. That they can't get their fitness in. Right, so fire station. Let's get an entrance there. Did that road doesn't look like it connected? No. Okay. Is that not being funded? Oh, it has. No, it's not. It's... okay, just fund it. There you go. Oh, is it trying to do it in dollars? Yeah. I was going to say, don't say we've run out of money. Overall pocket. Well, why is that not building? What is going on there? Okay, well, I think we've got to do a bit of jiggery pokery. We'll have to cheat it. Okay, bring the road out first. See, that might be... so much goes for my neat and tidiness, look. I think we're going to have to stagger this. No, it's just not... oh, no. Build from rubles? Well, why aren't you building? Ah, I keep making this mistake as well. It's on pause, isn't it? Oh, God, you're a spanner. You really are a spanner. Let that finish off first. There you go. Okay, right. Okay, it's gone a bit skew-whiff down here, but look, see what I mean? It just wants to go at a funny angle now. But okay, that'll do. This is just an experiment. Don't forget. So, okay, footpaths again. Let's finish these off. Let's get that one out to there. And the fire station again. What's that building? That's the school, isn't it? I think. That over to there. Let's get a link in. Yeah, go on to your sport. Okay, well, that can go to there. That one to there. Yeah, this is a pain, but I think it pays off if we do actually get this done. And then I can't forget these buildings here as well. I can link with that one, and then one out there, and one there. Okay, I think that's enough footpaths for them. I don't see anything glaringly obvious that's going to cause a major problem if we don't connect up. Right. So we have the hospital at the back there. There's plenty of room there. Can possibly get another road down there for some reason. Housing's in. Right, so power next. Where did I go with my power? Here, so I have a distribution down the bottom there by the looks of it. Yeah, so we can possibly get one shoved up here. Let's zoom in a bit. If I put it there, will it power everything? Let's have a look. a look. No, that's just going to miss the... So in the set, I don't really want to put it in the centre. That's a pain. Right. Oh, it does if I put it there. That's okay. Right, so let's squeeze that in there, get the angle right, because the pole's going to come in from that way. So that's everything powered there. Agreed? Okay, it's in. Let's now get some wires. Medium power wires. I'm going to switch down here. Oh, that might have been a bit steep. Push that out that way. Did that connect with them? Yeah, okay. So that's me panicking. It's very hard to see the wires when you're zoomed right out. So, okay, let's follow this line up here. And then take a bit of an angle off. Angle with the dangles again. Past the that school there, and then we've got to come down and across. Oh, just across. Okay, to there. Okay, and hopefully in one hit. No, I knew it. Okay, too steep. Let's bring that out first. To there. To there. Okay, so hopefully now we have some voltage, which we do indeed. These buildings should now have some yeah, okay, voltage. Right, I'm going to pause it there because I've yet got to assign the buildings to where I want them to go, and this time I'm going to point them when it says where do we want them to work at the bus stops. So we've got a bus platform here. Stick one in there. I'm wondering if it's just a waste of space putting it that way. Okay, let's put that one there. I don't think I'm going to get one in there, am I? Oh, look at that. Really? Alright, let's stick one down here. I was hoping I was going to get one in here by this lot. Ah, yeah, we can do that. Let's just think of the road though. I can go that way round, can't it? Connect with the road. Okay. If for some reason a road is needed up there, I've got no idea. Probably for emergency services, that'd be good. Okay, so that's built. Right. Before I forget, and I always do forget, is some fire engines. Right, we need something with ladders on. One of those and one of those for now, because we have got another fire station at the other end. So I'm thinking this is probably a bit overkill. So we have fire engines there. There is a hospital here, and that's going to be shared by both communities. We've got the bus stations in. Now it's just a case of telling this lot. Yeah, maybe that's not a bad place for him. But these two down here can go to there. Whoop. That one can go down here. Now I'm hoping that this experiment does work and they don't all defect again off somewhere else because they're not satisfied with the facilities. And I've purposely spread things out a little bit more. I mean, let's face it, you don't have to be frugal with space in this game because the maps are absolutely massive. So okay, if we just take this area here, this is our concept idea for future builds. I think amenities in the middle, housing around the outside like this. You could possibly go too deep in housing if you're building a significant sort of industrious area. I think all we need now really to test this is get some buses in. Let's have a look what we can get here. Some chavs. No, we need something big. How many we've got there? Let's say 150, 300, 600. 600, 700 and odd people. I'm going to distinguish them with green buses. I think these take 91. 4 of them, I think. So if we run 2 of them, this one starts there, goes there, to the oil platform, to the oil refinery, and then that's it. Right, so that's the first 2 buses. So if I copy its schedule, oh god, I've zoomed out too far now. Where have I gone? Yeah, we get that first one started. Let's take the balls off first, Joe. Right, so he's off. Copy that schedule to this bus. Okay, so he's got the same one. Give it a little bit of time. Let that bus get there first. If we speed it up, that will help. Okay, and then start off the second bus for that route. The 2 remaining buses, I'll do it the other way round. I'll start them off. I could have just done, yeah. Could have gone direct really, couldn't I? But never mind. I'm sure it'll work. Right, so there you go. That's 3 routes starting there. Let's start them off. And copy that into the last remaining bus. There you go. Let's take a peek, shall we, round the new estate. Right, so we know that our green buses are the new estate. This is the future of the Soviet Republic. Apparently. Oh, we have a bus oh dear. A bus pile up. They should eventually spread out, but we'll see. Well, we've got 21 workers on that one, on the one we've just, that's ours coming out last. I am hoping that this works. Let's see how many we got on these buses here. Oh, that's too fast. I got it on too fast. That's the thing. Right, hopefully they'll end up in the oil refinery. Oh, that. Look at that. Look at that. Well, up to 165 workers. Now, if we can sustain that, I'll be more than happy. But this does seem to be the way forward, is bussing people in sort of relatively small communities, not necessarily putting the buildings right on top of the factory or the building that you want to provide the workers for. And they're coming out when, look, 33 workers, they're not coming out short of workers. Is that one go? Oops. Cool, that could have worked. Let's turn off that bloody wireframe thing. It served its purpose for now. Yep, 33 workers on this bus here. Oh, look at that. Oh no, that's... Yeah, it is. They just disappeared. Right, this is what we got to watch. and I haven't fully populated these blocks because I ain't going to spend money if they're going to sod off. So they started with default, which is 100 in each one. How many in that one? 12 workers. Well, one thing's for sure, they're not short for buses. 4 buses servicing that area. We are looking at it in quick time, so it does look a bit exaggerated, but I'm sure when we slow it down, it's a bit more realistic. Yeah, there's certainly plenty of buses in this town. Now look at this, we're back down to 76 workers. Oh, and it's coming back up. I'm just wondering if this is shift changes. Let's speed it up again and have a look. Let's stop following that bus for a minute. Yeah, we're back down below 100 again. So my theory might not work. Oh, here we go, we're going up. I think we're seeing a shift change. Yeah, we're back up to 137 now. Which means, you know, I may have not got enough people in to service all the shifts. Well, yeah, as long as it floats around that 100 mark, because look, you can see already, look, the refining levels have gone back up again, whereas before we were struggling. And we should start to see these empty a bit. There you go, that level's going down, but it's good to see these are nice and healthy in terms of the amount of oil that we're drilling out. Right, okay, let's go and hunt down the train to make sure they've not caught up somewhere, because I see that the money is going down rapidly, and I bet your bottom dollar, I put money on it, that they've got snarled up somewhere. Wouldn't surprise me at all, because that is, I'd say, the primary problem that I get all the time here is trains snarling up. Right, we're okay there. We had massive problems here earlier. Oh, there's an old train coming back. And then, oh, I forgot to tell you, didn't I? I alleviated the problem round by the coal filling. No, they're just all down here. Just all converged at each other. Yeah, if you remember, if you watched episode 4, we just had this scenario. Passenger service goes up there. The coal and oil trains went here, but sort of went through this loading bay, and it used to get congested. Now I've run this track, as I said, I was going to bypass it straight round, so that the coal train has exclusivity to this track, and it's freed things up. Big problem I did have was bringing a junction on top of another junction, and it all goes on your signals here, making sure that you've got your blocks far enough apart to make sure a whole train fits between them. Otherwise things start snarling up. Over at the farm, let's have a look. We're getting loads of crops in, as you can see here at the moment. A few changes here as well. I tried this scenario here on a smaller scale, putting a bus station in and trying to keep up the levels of employment in here, but as you can see, it's just not working. There's something fundamentally wrong with what we're doing here. So I'm going to give the farming side up as a ghost for the amount of money that you're actually making and the faffing around that you have to make. I mean, look at the expense that's gone into this Bolokov farm area. It's ridiculous. So I'm tending to sway with the coal, probably a steel mill, they have more heavy industries, and oil. Farming, to me, it's a lot of faffing around to get end products which have got a relatively, you know, mediocre markup. Is it worth it? I don't know. Don't think so. So I think we're going to give this up as a bad day. I think our next project, as we prospected a couple of programs ago, this oil field Bravo over here, which I think most of the oil is in the water, so that's going to be a lot of construction going on here, raising the water levels. If we have a look, get a derrick out here. There you go. Yeah, get a bit closer. You can see, I think most of it's in the water. All here, it's all gone green. This one's quite a significant field, I think. Or maybe not. Oh yeah, because there's more over here as well. Bits and bobs. But unfortunately, a lot of it's in the water, and we have to get it out. Here's another sprog of it there as well. And what we're going to do is ship that over to border B, which is a NATO post. And the aim being that anything we make out of this will be sort of backup money in our dollar. In our dollarville. See, this is the thing. I think what I needed was to pick a custom area that had 3 tracks, 3 roads, because I had a lot of problems with congestion at the border I've picked over at Bolokov. And I don't think Molna. I think Molna is a single track. It's the same setup. Yep. I think ours is the next border here. Yeah, border A. This single track business, whether I've got trains constantly queuing up on this little bit of track here. As you can see, look, the oil train comes in. There's already one in there. There's a small oil train, and then it has to queue up here. And there was all sorts of problems here until I sussed out how this signalling was causing snarl ups, because when I put this line in, it sort of ground everything to a halt. So you can see there, that can be a bit of a nightmare if I want to expand the rail network. Now the next border up, I haven't really looked at, so I'm not sure if there's even got railway tracks on that one. Oh, it has. Just same deal again, 1 track and 1 rail line. Now if I'd pick this, which I think I would do in the next map I do, I think this will be my starting point. Because you can then separate, your oil, your ores and everything else into different lines and prioritize, yeah. But looking back, it's food for thought for my next scenarios. It's a shame because Bolokov, is coming together. The city, the people are staying there, but again, I've got no industry or nothing actually in the city. Nothing at all. Nowhere for them to work. They are all commuting. They're all getting buses or trains, and they're staying there. But I haven't got a problem with people deserting the city. Now, have I got my power station woes sorted out? Because I'm still importing at the moment. I'm a bit wary of going back. I thought I was going to let it run a while. Yeah, see, well, it's better than what it was, because I had 1 or 2. It's much better than what it was. But then again, if you look at the housing supporting it, it's not much. A block and a half, really. But most of these people are being bussed in. Interestingly, let's see if anyone stayed here. 10. Look at that. I mean, they were 0. 73 in the smaller block. But yeah, is it worth building your housing and facilities right immediately up close to whatever it is you're trying to service? And I don't think it is. Okay, right, let's get back to Oil Town. I haven't really called that anything yet. It's just Oil Field Alpha is what it's called. I suppose eventually when I can manage to get people to stay here. Right, we've had it running fast for a while now. Let's see if we're retaining people here. Was it about 100 in each one to start with, wasn't it? Yeah, 102 in there, so they've stayed for a while. 102. 112. These were 100, so I always wondered whether people did move in. That was 100. I know that one was 100, so one's moved in there. And 103. Okay, we have a building fire. Had quite a few of them this morning. Let's see where that is. That's quite close to us. Oh my god, what's that? Oh, it's the kindergarten. It's the kids been at the box of matches again. I don't know if that's kids screaming in pain or why they've extinguished that. But there you go. Hide the matches, folks. That's the key. Right, okay, well done. That's our new fire station. no doubt. We got anyone in there working? 7? That's enough. But I think I've gone to the bare minimum here with the housing situation, just to see if that works. And so I think you can go two ways. You can overpopulate and not everyone gets work, and then they start to evacuate en masse in no particular sort of priority or order, and then you end up just losing everyone. So it's a gradual thing. I think you've got to find, people do move into these by the looks of it. Interesting to see. So what they unable to participate in any sport, well, that's rubbish, because we got tennis courts there, and let's have a look. All in range, look, see? No culture. Well, you've got a cinema. Unable to visit a pub. Yes, you can. There's the pub right there. You're right opposite it, for God's sake. Citizens were unable to get clothes. Oh, well, that's rubbish, because we got clothes in... wait a minute. That's something that we got to do here. Yeah, well, there's some in there. Let's just stock up a little bit. Here, bit of electronics, bit of meat, clothes, cha-ching. Just make sure that we've got enough stock. There's enough there in the bar. Okay. That's a small store. I think they were moaning about clothes. Let's just get another bundle in there. There you go. That's 2 tons, whatever. Let's see if this improves. Grocery store. Just wang everything up one bit. One there. One there. Auto purchase. Well, it certainly gets people moving about. Okay, so 103 still there. 101 there. Okay. How's the cinema doing? Oh, 20 visitors. Being staffed okay. Yeah, struggling with firemen. That's not normally the case. That's one of the good jobs that people want. The shopping centre's not doing too good. Schools, okay. 1 teacher, but we're not overrun with kids. Oh, loads of babies. 1 person looking after 8 babies. Good luck with that. Okay, oil. Well, yeah. Well, it's done something, because last time I built a community close, which you can see, half of it I've demolished, but I was only getting between 20 and 50 workers in there maximum. I know they changed shifts, but no, the maximum I could get was 50 in there, and I thought, I'm just not producing nothing. I find it, if you've got at least 100 in there, it starts producing fuel and bitumen at a reasonable rate. You can keep up with the train runs, as it were. Right, okay, so down here, we've got any firemen in there? Oh, see, there's 17 down here, but it's all covered. That's the main thing. If you just hover over it, the title bar, it lets you know how much coverage that fire station gives you. And if you look, the fire station gives you quite a bit of coverage. It's all that area there. So I think I've gone a bit overkill with 2 fire stations there. But I was just testing that concept out of everything being in the same area. I think you can do the same with the hospital. It gives you the coverage, which is about the same as the fire service. So if you're at a couple of towns, you can get 1 hospital covering the lot, which is pretty good. Okay, that's that. So I'm hoping our proof of concept is working. Right, let's speed that back up again and see how we're doing. Right, now at Bolokov Hills, we had a similar issue with the mining. I've not really gone overboard in sorting that out. That's why I've kept the power separate from the border, coming off the border at the moment, because I've not addressed our... Look, there you go, look at that. 0 there. 1 person in that one. So we're struggling to produce coal at the moment. And if you look how sporadic this is. Everything's all over the place. There's no order to it. And I think this is one of the big mistakes. I tried throwing some housing just outside of it. But look, you can see the pubs down here, the grocery things down here, and this is the result. Look, you got no one is living here. It's a ghost town. So yeah, I think in future builds the way I'm going to go is with a bit of conformity. Just this, I might as well just demolish this whole area, unless I mean, I can't really change it because of the structure of it. It'd be just quicker to demolish it, start again. But then again, it's in a restricted space. See, look, I'm not giving no space. And that is the key. The key to this game is don't squeeze everything up together. Don't get all your railway lines in between tight spaces like this, because you're restricted, you're restricting the people, and you're restricting your flow. This map is massive. There's no need for it. That's one thing, and one lesson I think I've learned is, yeah, don't be tight on space. It will pay dividends, he says. Well, we'll soon see in our next episode, because tossing up a coin whether I should leave this one here. I'll save it and dabble about with it now and again, and start again, but on the map that already has the certain areas populated with small villages that obviously need updating. But the beauty with that is that you can start somewhere near a border town, bus people in or train them in, and you've got an instant keen workforce ready to chip in and start building things up. And I like the idea of trying to connect existing towns and cities. Well, they're more like towns and sort of hamlets in the other map. But I think I might give that a go. And yeah, the new Bolokov could arise very shortly. But yeah, I'm not going to give up on this entirely. I think we've done too much here, and there's too much blood, sweat and tears gone into this. But rapidly, let's have a look. I've got this area here, which I'm interested to see. What's this? Flats, workers. No, see, no one's there. No one is here. All these little developments. This was the special farming area that I've done. So everyone's just gone. There is no one living here at all. You might as well just set fire to the place. Yeah. And all this industry, as much as the farmers trying to do things out, look, I'm maxed out on grain. What I might do is just keep the grain aspect of it, because you don't need workers here, and move these factories closer to more densely populated areas, and again use that bus trick, bus people into them. This is a bit too far out, I think, because I did put on buses from Bolokov City out to the farm, but I don't think that's worked. It's a bit too far, pushing it a bit far. Yeah, shame that on the old farming thing, but it'd be nice to see if anyone's got any tips there on how to make an efficient farming setup. Well, we've got Bolokov Hills. I think we've got near enough the same problem here. A depopulation nightmare. Everyone has just moved out, gone. Because again, facilities all over the place. Everything's scattered. There's no structure to it. But it's a shame. There you go. That's our mining community soon given up. But I think the template that I've made over at the Oilfield Alpha, this new community here, could be the key. Because so far, I'm keeping the residents pretty happy. Yeah, the numbers are staying consistent. Because even in this short period of time, I was losing people hand over fist. They were just going. Yeah, this seems a much more structured and a much more stable society, as they say, and sending people to the bus stations rather than saying, right, well, this tower block is for the oil refinery, this one's for the hospital. If you send people to the bus stop, you know, they'll make their own mind up where they're going, I think, but it's like their own little routine thing of AI. It's like, right, yeah, I'll pick this and stick at it. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I'm sure if I done this on a bit of a bigger scale, totally demolished this and repeated it, I'm sure we'd be able to double what I've got in there at the moment and get at least 200 workers doing a better job of production, because the current production percentage, look, it's not even making 50%. If I could get that efficient, we'll be seeing that up here. We just broke the 6 million rubles mark. Excellent. Back again. So I just spent another fortune on developing the oil field place. Right, well, that's it for me, folks, for today. I'll catch you again either later on in the week with a pre-recorded one, or next weekend live. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you later. Take care. Thanks a lot for joining us.